All right, so we're recording the best exercises for ladies, and a lot of times you hear exercises for ladies, push-ups, push-ups, push-ups. Not a whole lot of ladies do them because they can't do them.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing you hear, well, the ladies' version of the push-up is doing them from the knees. Well, that's not the whole story, and that's not even halfway there. This is where expertise comes in. You have to understand how ranges and planes of motion and base of support affect exercises. So yes, that's an easier variation, but it's not the whole story in terms of how to effectively learn to progress a push-up. So a lot of ladies can't even do the push-ups very well from the knees. So we're going to show you how all these things matter. If you understand lever arms, and you understand base of support, and you understand range and planes of motion of function, all right? So the first push-up variation for ladies, and the easiest you can do no matter how much weight you have to lose, is doing upright push-ups. So you're basically against a wall or against a piece of equipment. First thing you do is legs wide, and the closer you are in, the easier it gets because your base of support is closer to the working arms. And then the more she moves that out, the harder it'll get. But she would have to move down. And then you bring your feet closer together, you reduce the base of support, and that makes it a little more difficult. So if you want to get more difficult still, you would try grabbing that one, Krista, and then that one's a little wider so she can get a little lower, feet wide. So it's not necessarily a push-up. At this point, it's a push-out. As she lowers that, and then, of course, now come over here, Krista. And then now to continue it, she will do it from the bench. And again, same progression, first feet wide. All right, this makes it harder. And then feet closer together. Good, 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 good. Okay, pause. So that's just some ways to begin learning how to do the push-ups for ladies. Best exercise for ladies, because the push-up is vital exercise for ladies because it invites that plank position that we like so much. But you have to get there. So no matter how much weight you have to lose, that's how you will strengthen the progression of the push-up until you can get to the push-up from the knees. All right, so that's even easier than some of the variations we were just doing. And then from there, feet really wide, up on her legs, as wide as you can get them. All right, so that gives you a really good base of support. And then to make it harder, feet together. And just do 2 or 3, Krista. Good. And then rest on your knees. Don't stay down there. And then to make it harder even still, she will go, like we said, the plank progression from the balls of the feet to right up on her toes. And believe me, that doesn't look like much of a progression, but man, does that make things harder because your base of support is less stable. Good stuff.
I can definitely learn too.
And then for good measure, if you get good at them, then you just use your push-up bars, which you want to get down there. Krista just showed them. You can either use at that angle, all right, so you can use them there, and you can spread your legs. You can do the easy variation. Or you can turn them and do them just like a regular push-up. Yep, and get down nice and low. Good. And why we use the push-up bars is because that offsets wrist strain if you're going to start doing programs with a lot of push-ups in them. But that is understanding progressions for ladies in order to be able to finally engage push-ups the way they're meant to be done. Very, very effective for ladies for tightening and toning, shaping and sculpting without necessarily bodybuilding. So tell them all about all the progressions, Krista.
Push-ups are really hard. I still struggle big time with them. I actually really like using the push-up bars a lot. Those definitely helpful. And yeah, starting from the wall. I mean, they're tough, but just practice.
Yeah, and you'll get there. Just keep telling yourself you'll get there, all right? But that's how to properly do progressions for ladies to ease into full push-ups. It's not just whether you do them from the knees or not. And that requires understanding ranges and planes of motion and bases of support and lever arms. So that's how we use all that. When you really understand the nature of all those things I just mentioned as an expert, that's how you can teach people how to progress things. So that's how to progress a push-up for ladies. Stay tuned. We got way more training tips and exercises coming at you, so stay tuned to this channel.